back up your truck and load it full of TMS goodness. It's time for us to begin in 3, 2, 1.
We're here to tell a little story about why you shouldn't put things into your mouth when you don't know what they are, and why you should never take anything a stranger tries to give you.
Why not?
Because if you ate somebody else's medicine, some bad food, or some poison, you could get very sick.
I'll call you Mabel.
This is the morning stream. I'm bleeding to death. Humor me.
Greetings, one and all, and welcome back to the morning stream for Thursday, March 19th, 2020. I'm Scott Johnson. He's Brian Ibbett. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Scott.
Sorry about yesterday, everybody.
Let's do the whole show with passive aggressive, angry voices.
Yeah, it's I'm in a bit of a mood, not a mood like a bad mood, but kind of just a feisty mood today because yesterday sucked, freaking sucked. It was stupid. Yeah. Like, listen, any other time of the year, all right, if we had an earthquake, and they have them all the time to people, right? No big deal.
Sure.
Usually. But even this one of this level of intensity, it was a 5.7 to 9, somewhere in that range. We never get them. We haven't had one this big or anywhere near this since 1992. I wasn't even here for it, and it was down in St. George, so if I was here, I wouldn't have felt it. Like, wow. That's how long ago it was. 90 freaking 2. Jurassic Park didn't exist yet. I mean, in a book, I guess it was a book, but it was no movie. We were just
learning about the greatness of Pauly Shore's acting chops.
Right, we were just, yes. I don't even think we had Biodome yet, right?
No.
Pre-Biodome, I think.
We were watching a brand new film in theaters called Reservoir Dogs.
Right. From some young upstart who worked in a video store. Like, who knew?
Tim Burton had just followed up his terrific first Batman movie with a second one with Michelle Pfeiffer.
Right. I mean, who knew that same year we'd have an earthquake that was pretty massive here, and then of all days, of all times, right now during the biggest global pandemic since the Spanish flu of 1918. I don't know why I'm doing it in Trump voice. Why am I doing that?
It was an earthquake like we've never seen before.
Oh, jeez.
It was unprecedented. And
all I can do is laugh at it.
I think we handled it actually better than any other president could have handled it.
Ever. So anyway, yeah. So that's what happened. We had a 5.7 point something earthquake yesterday. And it was epicentered in a town called Magna. It's a place I make fun of a lot because the water tastes like metal. It's not.
Oh God! Well, now it's really going to taste bad.
Yeah, I'm worried about that a little bit.
Whenever you say the name of that, I love J.K. Grammer thinks that he always brings up Ken Kratz, no matter what impersonation I do. Like I do James from Same Sex Mary. Oh, that sounds a little bit like you're Ken Kratz.
You could do like you're just an Australian
like
guy.
Trump.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Like, I wonder what Ken Kratz's impersonation of Trump would sound like.
Well,
listen, here's my Ken Kratz. Well, if we look at Exhibit A,
for those who don't remember How to Make a Murderer or whatever it was, what was it called?
How to Make a Murderer.
What was it called?
How to Train Your Murderer.
How to Make
It's called Making a Murderer.
Oh, Making a Murderer. It's
which
close.
I'm kind of surprised we haven't gotten. We should be getting our season 3 or 4, whatever season we're on of that, because there have been some developments, haven't there? Like
so it'd be season 3, but I wonder if what's happened lately with the
Massey.
Yeah, I wonder if any of that would translate to like more actual content. I don't know. You think they're probably still following them around and talking to people and stuff, right?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
There's money to be made. That's some hot documentary money you want to make there.
It totally is.
I get that.
Anyway, I'm sorry. You were in the middle of talking about.
Oh yeah, it's all right. So it was the day
Magma.
Magma. I didn't think of the irony. The name Magna and Magma. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Anyway, it was the day that the Earth did not stand still here in Salt Lake City, and as a result, everything shook, including us. So it's 7:05 or something, whatever it was, in the morning yesterday. Mm-hmm. I was still in bed, and I wake up to Kim going, Scott, and she's shaking me.
Are you sure she was shaking you?
And I get up and I feel the world going.
Oh wow, okay. So she woke you up during, as opposed to like, oh my god, it just happened. We just had an
it was
earthquake.
like right as it was happening, and it lasted a good, like, I don't know, 40 seconds, or I don't know what it was.
Wow.
It seemed long. Maybe it's shorter than that, but she's yelling my name and she's shaking me and she's trying to get me up, and the world is shaking me also, and the bed's moving, and the house sounds like there's a train running through it. It's just like a kind of sound. It's really, really, really disconcerting. And if you've never felt an earthquake or felt one of a magnitude that you can really, get into the vibe of, that it's very disconnected and odd. It's not like any other feeling, because if something's moving in your house, there's always a sense that the ground isn't moving, but your bed is, because a train's going by, or because a plane flew over low, or whatever it is. There's a grounded sense to that. When the earth is actually moving, there's no grounding to it. You feel almost like you're loose and you're gonna fall. It's really weird. I don't like it one freaking bit. I do not like that feeling.
I've never experienced an earthquake. At least one. We've had some small tremors here in Colorado. Nothing that's ever been big enough for me to notice. So even, the times I've been in California never coincided with even a smaller earthquake that they've had, or anything like that. So
and that's the other thing, is all the California people are like, well, Scott, big deal, 5.7, big deal. I'm like, no, it's for us. It is
pretty big. That is a big deal. Yeah,
for us it is. And there, if you got closer to the epicenter, like downtown and the airport and some other stuff got really rattled hard. The airport had water spewing everywhere because some pipes broke, and so if you were going through the terminals there, like indoor water just gushing into the Salt Lake International Airport terminals and stuff. They're about to replace that airport, so maybe we don't care that much. But the epicenter is always worse, obviously, because that's where the epicenter is. That's literally why they call it the epicenter.
I mean, it's not. I don't know if it's that obvious, because the eye of a hurricane is the best place to be.
Oh, that's a good point.
To being on the outside of an earthquake or a hurricane. So
yeah, that's a good point. People may not assume that, but so there's video of people's offices in Magna that are just like thrashed, like stuff just thrown everywhere, and broken ceiling stuff and all that. Whereas out here, we didn't experience any direct damage that we can tell. We've been really careful about checking water mains and gas mains and all that stuff. It's all been okay. So as soon as we knew we were all right, and we didn't lose power here, weirdly, but tons of people did. Tens of thousands did. And one of those was my nephew, who just had a baby and just brought the baby home. And so we were scrambling, like, okay, what can we do for them? What can we do for them? And we spent most of the morning just trying to track down family, talk to my kids. They're all downtown. They felt it way more than we did, because they're nearer the epicenter again.
Right.
And Carter is in a really old building. It's a cool building, but it's old. And so they all went out into the courtyard at 7 a.m., all the people that live there, and and watched everything sway. Wow. And she'd never experienced this before either, because, again, we haven't had a thing like this since before she was born.
Before she was born, yeah, right.
So that was weird. Nick had never experienced anything like it. He was freaking out. Taylor growing up was terrified of weather events and natural disasters. For some reason, she had an anxiety about that, even though we hardly ever had them.
Interesting.
She just had a specific thing. If she saw a bunch of clouds forming, she'd hug up on me and hold me and go, "Daddy, there's a storm." She was always afraid of that stuff. Aww. I thought she was really this was going to blow her fuse. Yeah. But I called her, and I think there's something about, motherhood, and all the rigors of motherhood has hardened her up, because when I called her, she was all right. She's like, yeah, we got it. We're good. We got this. We got bread. She all the things you need. Yeah. She seemed fine. So everybody was, that was the goal yesterday, was just to make sure everybody was okay. But I realized after all of this was said and done, even with the power outages and even with the more severe stuff that happened near the epicenter, it would have been kind of a thing to laugh off any other time.
Right.
Had this been last year at this time, I would have gone, earthquakes, what are you going to do? Anyway, see you guys tomorrow. Like, it wouldn't have been any big deal.
Exactly, yeah, but compounded on top of with what's going on with coronavirus. Maybe it's, just somebody's way of saying, oh, look, everyone's all separated and distancing themselves. I'm gonna act like I'm the chef who's trying to get all of the peas to one side of the pan, so I'm gonna kind of shake things up and get all the people together again. Yeah, there's some doctor did a TikTok. I wish I could share it here. I don't have it handy, but this is really funny because it's kind of along what you're saying. This doctor made this TikTok where
he says to the patient, "Now we need you to stay indoors." And up top there's a caption that says "Utah be like" or something. And he says, "Now we need you to stay indoors because the COVID-19 virus will be best halted if we don't spread it around. We try to, self-isolate, so stay in your homes." And then he flips over the camera as if it's still him. It's still him, but he's the patient now. And he says, "Okay, no problem." And then it flips over to him again. And he makes this face, and he has his face near the camera, and he goes, like he's Utah shaking it. And there's something about it that made Kim and I laugh so hard yesterday. We were in tears laughing at this guy. So you got to laugh. You have to laugh a little bit. I know it's much more scary Abby to blow because he's much nearer to Magna. My kids were much closer to Magna. Like, it's a scary thing yesterday. But had this been any other time of year, we could have all said, "All right, whew, got it. Emergency people are on it. We're checking all the stuff. This is what you do. We're prepared for this." Utah has earthquakes. We have a big fault. This didn't happen on the fault, weirdly, but we have a big fault running down the eastern side of the valley, and this happened on the west side. But anyway, end of the day, power was restored. People are okay. No severe injuries or deaths or anything like that from it. But the big worry would have been this, Brian. If it had been more severe than that, then you have evacuations. And then you have people gathering in giant groups in churches, in gyms, and whatever.
To get on buses or get on, Yeah,
oh my
that's crazy.
Gosh,
Yeah,
think of that. See, then we're really compounding then the virus thing becomes a real huge issue. So anyway, what a giant cluster F yesterday was. But here's my least favorite part, and it's almost like PTSD. The day had the morning it continued. We'd done all the stuff we were going to do, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm back in time for DTNS, my meeting at 1 p.m. So we're back on the mic. I'm here talking to Tom, Sarah, and Roger. We're getting ready for the show, and we do a little pre-show an hour before the show airs, or not pre-show, meeting thing.
Yeah.
Talk about the stories and stuff. And so we're doing that, and then right in the middle of Tom trying to explain something to do with, I don't know, some blockchain business. I don't know what it was. Tom's doing his thing where he's talking, and all of a sudden, and I look over here, and the skeleton I have hanging here is shaking, and my mic starts going, and I'm like, that's bigger than a tiny aftershock. What is this we're having? So I go in complete emergency mode. My whole body just turns ice cold, and I'm like, I turn into this thing. But it was just an aftershock. It was 4.6. It wasn't too bad. It's fine. But man, I don't want to do tomorrow again, is all I'm saying. I'd like to have that not happen again, please. Thank you very much. Do
yesterday again.
Or yes, what did I say? This morning?
Tomorrow.
Oh.
You said, I don't want to do tomorrow again.
Did I say tomorrow?
You haven't even done tomorrow yet. Well, you can't do it again. You haven't done it yet.
Oh, I've let it out. Okay, fine. I'm a time traveler. Sorry. All this time.
It finally becomes clear. Please explain Looper.
It can't be. Okay, facial appliance to make you look like Bruce Willis. Done. That's the explanation.
No, that part I can explain. That makes sense.
Oh, you mean the time travel. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the time travel. Exactly.
But anyway, so the bottom line is yesterday was dumb, and we apologize for not being here. That was just out of my hands. But we're glad to be back and in one piece, and I hope all of you are doing okay. I read yesterday we got a few tadpoolers with the virus, which really bums me out. Honestly, the
person that, by the way, you remember you asked me earlier this week, Brian, do you know anybody who has the virus? And I said, yeah, my friend Wendy, former coworker Wendy, she got her test results back yesterday, and she does not have it.
Oh, she just got
this
the
whole
flu.
time she thought she did, and she had the swab, she had the, send in the test. She's been self-quarantining. No, it's just a flu, just a really bad flu.
Man, I mean, if she... See, this is what sucks.
I'm starting to think it's a hoax, Scott. I don't think anybody has it. I think this is a big old hoax.
Oh my gosh!
And the government is trying to get these people scared, so they go out and they buy cars and they buy houses and they buy airplanes, and then they got the chemtrails flying behind them and
gay frogs too. Okay, don't forget the gay frogs.
Gay frogs. It's turning all the frogs gay.
I like to eat.
Yeah, he likes to eat.
What else does he like to do?
I don't have it here, but he likes to do a lot of things. I don't have it handy. Not as handy as I do that one. I have that for when we eat something.
I like to eat.
Just in case we need a food thing. Anyway, so I recommend just using your phone for your alarm, not a 7:05 earthquake. I would recommend that.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good plan.
Yeah,
sure.
I think that's where our mistake was, is as a state. And they felt it up and down the state. Like everybody in Provo felt it. Everybody down south felt it.
They felt it in Grand Junction, Colorado.
Oh my Lord! See, that's nuts.
Yeah.
That's nuts to me. There's some theory,
which is Colorado's wine country, by the way.
There is a. Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
So wait, could you go
Now
there
they're all-
and like? Do,
Yeah, they're all going down. They're going, I felt the earthquake.
You know, this earthquake has an earthy quality to it, kind of a musky.
No, yeah, you can go down there. There's a just the way the mountains kind of surround this valley. It apparently is optimal conditions for grown grapes to make wine.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah,
they probably have cool
so
tours
maybe
and
what,
stuff.
instead of Green River, let's just meet in Grand Junction.
Okay.
It's 6 hours for me, so probably be like 5 or 6 hours for you, and or 4 or 5 hours for you.
Yeah.
And Tina and I'll drink wine. You guys watch us drink wine, and we'll have our meetings.
That'd be great. I will drink the wine you spit in the bucket when you're tasting the test tasting.
Oh, jeez.
Let's
I
do
can't.
that.
I would not be able to do that. I know that's what you're supposed to do.
I couldn't do it either. I mean, what is the goal there is to what? Not you
Is
don't
to
want
be able
get,
to taste many wines without
getting
getting drunk.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
Because
makes
you want to
sense.
be able to get the flavor, and I guess
I
I don't
guess.
know.
I don't know
Again,
either.
I'm spitting out alcohol. What?
I know. There's a great Bob's Burgers episode where they're on one of those wine tasting train things.
Yeah.
Very freaking funny. The bucket
Really?
plays a
Okay.
big role. It is a riot. That is a riot episode. Very.
I have to get caught up on Bob's Burgers, and I've got to get caught up on Futurama. Futurama.
Are there episodes you've not seen of Futurama?
Many. There are seasons I haven't seen. of
Oh,
Futurama.
I am jealous of you. I would love to be new to all that right now.
We talked about this when Daryl was on. Not
Oh, did we
last
talk
time,
about
the time
this?
before that?
Oh,
Yeah, because
I remember this.
I watched the first 3 seasons religiously. Even have the box sets on my back when DVDs. Remember DVDs?
Mhm. These are the ones with the bender-shaped boxes, the bender
yeah.
heads. Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yes. So I've got those and watched those religiously. I think I watched season 4 because it was 4 seasons and then they disappeared, like they got sort of canceled and then brought back.
Correct, but I
Right?
think it was actually 5.
Season 5 was the.
I
okay.
think so. I think they went 5. It may have been 4. You may be right, but 4 or 5, and then they got canceled by Fox. Then Cartoon Network picked them up, so Viacom picked them up.
That's right. That's what it was.
And
yeah.
then you got
and
6,
it's
7.
from that point that I don't think I've seen more than 1 or 2 episodes.
And those are great seasons.
yeah. Oh, I can't wait.
And they're widescreen. You get them full 16:9, which is nice,
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's not a. I mean, it's nice, but it's not a selling point to me.
No,
Scott.
I understand. You'll go 4:3 if you got it. I understand.
I'll do whatever. I'll
Yeah.
go. I'll watch it in 8 symmetrical parallel strips if I have to.
Oh,
with
chat room's
black
right.
bars in between them.
Chatterman's right. Sorry, Comedy Central was who picked it up,
Okay.
not. You know what it was? It's Cartoon Network, which is also a Viacom property, I think. Or no, is that Warner? I don't know who it is. Anyway, they were doing reruns and they were doing really well. Kind of like how Family Guy did really well in reruns after its first cancellation. Do you remember that? And then they brought it back.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing, but it was Comedy Central. And they didn't skip a beat. Like, they were immediately just as funny as they had been. They were just amazing till the end. An incredible ending to that series. I'm jealous of you. I would love to. Oh, I can watch that stuff anytime, but I'd love it to be new again,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, it's on Hulu. So I'm going to be picking that up as soon as I'm done with my current binge, which is Sex Education Season 2, which I think I mentioned earlier this week.
And that's going real
I'm
good.
going to have a different recommendal than I was going to have yesterday. So next week we're watching something else that I'm going to use as my recommendal for next week.
Okay.
Can I tell you what my recommendal was going to be yesterday?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are we taking up? You know what? Somebody asked me about that during Call Now. If you don't have a question, but you really want to call now and talk to us,
Oh, I like
ask
that.
me.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you,
that's
mine
something
was going to be Uncut Gems. Man, that thing. You know what I was going to say a thing to you about Uncut Gems. It was
Yeah.
one of the most uncomfortable 2 hours of my life, but it was really good.
So good, stressful as hell, right? Like
That ending completely blindsided me. Didn't see it.
yes, me too.
Didn't see it
And without giving anything away, when you see the guy coming out at the end
Yeah.
of the casino,
Yeah.
did you think something happened to
Oh yeah.
the girlfriend?
Oh yeah. I was sure of it. And they were playing with you there. They were messing
Yeah,
with
they
you.
totally were.
And also, you know how at first I was a little put off by the soundtrack? I think it actually is kind of amazing in the end.
Yeah.
It's really weird, and when it's like I said to you, it's like Vangelis got stoned and fell in a vat of Jello and then made music. It's very odd, very synthy, and very weird.
It is, and I'd forgotten about the soundtrack because the rest of the movie just I don't know. Either I guess by the time you get to the end, you kind of forget about how unusual that soundtrack is because of everything else you've seen to that point.
Yeah, it is a very odd thing entirely.
Talk about a guy that man, you just don't want to have in your life because he's just gonna F everything up.
Yeah, completely do not want Howard in your life, but it's so good, and I would recommend it, but I would also say it's dark and weird. Like it's not if you're looking for the next Adam Sandler comedy, don't go there.
No, but if you're looking for, I think, the best thing Adam Sandler's ever done.
Oh yeah, by far. Also, if you want so many F-bombs you lose track of them, this is another good one.
It's up there in the top 10.
Yeah,
as we found out,
and I can now see why. Because gosh dang it, dude, that thing.
Yes, better than Spanglish. PC Rum 73.
Yes, better than Spanglish.
For me, it would be like Uncut Gems, and then Punch Drunk Love,
and then Happy Gilmore.
Rain Over Me, and then
For me, it's Happy Gilmore goes next, and then maybe Billy Madison. Those are both funny still.
Yeah.
But the rest of it can go away.
All right.
Anyway, sorry. So, here's
Tell me
another
about
thing
the
we
Sprouts
did.
ladies.
Yeah, we went to Sprouts because Sprouts is awesome. And partly
Sprouts
because
is great right now too because nobody thinks about going to Sprouts.
Right, I love it. It's great. In fact, maybe this is bad that I'm doing this right now, but everyone thinks so. The other grocery stores yesterday, because of the earthquake and the additional stuff going on with the virus, there was 1 billion people in line at like Smith's and all the Kroger stores, and all the other stuff was just packed and empty of things, like crazy. I go to Sprouts, they had just restocked. It looked like it had never been touched. They had fresh produce and veggies.
So it's not full of people.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. It was,
great.
It was like a busy regular day in there. Like it was no big deal. Some of the, bread was getting low, and you could see certain items, like the pasta had a little bit of a run on it and stuff like that. But it was great, man. Anyway, we're in there. We're wearing gloves because, we just had to do a little restocking. We were trying to be as careful as we can. We're doing all the rules and everything else. Saw some people we knew, didn't hug them, didn't get close to them, just said hi, talked to them over the fruit. How's it going? Good. That sort of thing. When we left, though, old guy in front of me, probably 60. Okay. Checking out, and the girl.
It's not that much older than us, Scott.
No, it's only 10 years. Really? I mean, really? Wow.
Yep. Yeah.
Anyway, older guy. I'll say that. Older than us. He's standing there, and the lady's checking his stuff out. Beep, 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 doing the scanner.
Sure.
And the other lady's at the other end bagging stuff for him. And she's like, well, I hope you're doing okay today. And he doesn't answer. Doesn't say a word.
Really? Okay.
She says, okay, well, it looks like this is it. She's making she's saying nice things to somebody during a hard time. And he's just not having any of it. Won't respond. Won't say thank you. Won't do anything. Just walks out of there like a cranky piece of shit. All right? Mm-hmm. So then, no, I did not use my phone with the gloves. Chat room. I understand now that is. So anyway, this guy finally leaves, and I'm like, that sucks. And Kim notices this too, and we just notice that he's just kind of a putz. Mm-hmm. And we get in there, and we are the opposite, right? Kim's like,
sure, of course you guys are.
You guys are doing so great. I'm so glad you're here, man. Sprouts is a great place to come to. So we're having that kind of conversation, and they're talking back and forth, and I'm saying. Kim says, did you get the tomato? I'm like, oh, shoot, I forgot it. And they're like, like typical husband, ha, ha, ha. And they're laughing. And by the time we left, one of them was like, kind of had a little bit of tear going. She goes, I don't know if you guys know this, but you guys just coming here and laughing, and this is the best thing that's happened to us all day. And I'm like, now I want to go find that guy in the parking lot and kick him in the pie hole, you jerk. Now, maybe he was mute. Maybe he was...
Maybe, and you don't know what's going on in his life. Maybe he's not mute, but maybe he's caring for a sick wife that's got coronavirus, right? And he's like,
entirely possible. And I need to be mindful of that.
So focused in his own space,
right? And I don't want to judge anybody for anything.
Here's the difference between Scott and Kim, and it's a small difference, but Kim, you guys will both get frustrated by the same people. Kim will be like, well, that poor guy. I feel like I want to take him a coffee cake or something.
No, you're
and
right.
Scott's like, no, I want to find him in the parking lot and kick him in the butthole.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, you do, whatever. And then she'll take him the donut. Like
Right,
that, you're
exactly.
totally right about that. That is absolutely our relationship.
But in the moment, you guys would both be giving him the coffee cake. You just
Yeah, kind of. Like, and speaking of which, like yesterday, we made a goal when this thing started. We said, what would make us feel better every day? Like we already like each other, so it's being stuck with each other is not that bad because we like each other. So I feel bad for couples that were either starting divorce proceedings or something else. Like that must really suck.
Right.
Right. I can't imagine how awful that must feel just to be with somebody you really dislike during a time that's stressful. But in my case, we don't have that, and we said, hey, what would make us feel better every day? Why don't we try every day to do something nice for somebody? It doesn't mean that we have to go out into the world too much, but we can just something, right? A call, a text, let somebody know we're thinking about them, tell the neighbor if they need anything, we'll toss it over the fence or whatever. That sort of thing. Yesterday, and I couldn't think of any ideas. I was all in, but I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, what do? I can just go tell a bunch of tab poolers I think they're cool. That seems like my jam.
For me, the best thing I could do for other people is stay away from them.
Exactly.
That's my contribution right now.
So she says, no, I got an idea. And I said, what? And she goes, never mind, I'm just going to take care of it. And she runs off somewhere. And I go, all right, well, I got to get some work done. She comes back. She's got this box, and it's stocked full of all the sugary treats I can't eat anymore. Or don't eat anymore. Mm-hmm. And
she's raided the whole house of all of the things that
all the junk food, all the junky snacks that that I might have used to liked, but now I don't do the shug. I'm off the shug there.
Sure.
So they've got this thing stacked with that, 4 water bottles, and then a big yellow sign that she hand wrote. It doesn't matter who you are, what you're delivering. We want you to know how much we appreciate the work you're doing. Please. This is for you or something. And she's put it out for delivery people, like if we get a FedEx or a mail person or whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, damn it, Kim, you and your ideas, they're better than mine. I was just going to go tell, I was going to go tell Jeannie I think she's cool. That's not.
You still can.
I know, that's good, right?
Still can, you still should, yes.
And she is cool. I wouldn't do it. But you know what I mean?
No, but I mean, that's so cool. And it serves 2 purposes: keeps you off the shug, and also puts gets the mailman off on the shug.
Exactly. So
another day of getting out and delivering mail for people and feeling so good that I have kicked my Twinkie habit, and oh no.
Chat room says, are they even allowed to take that stuff? I don't know. It's still the
I'm sure they are. I saw a video of a UPS delivery guy who did a little dance on somebody's Ring video. Like what's this? Take what? And he's like,
was it during this time, dark time?
It was, I think it was. Oh, it might have been actually. I think it was recent enough that I think it was.
Yeah, I wonder. Huh. Well, I hope somebody gets some benefit out of it because she's I don't know. She gets all the good karma. I just draft behind her. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a quick email here and then a big happy birthday to a mutual friend of ours. So I'm going to try to call. Actually, let me see if I can get.
Oh, really? Okay, interesting.
Wouldn't that be fun just to see?
Totally be fun.
I don't know if he'll answer, but we'll give it a shot. So I'll start that process. But in the meantime, we got an easy question here from Gerson O, aka the Orbi One. Is who sent this in. The Obi-Wan. Did I say Orbi? I meant Obi.
Yeah, you said Orbi-Wan.
Hey, Dunaway, are you there? Brian? I heard him.
You hear me?
Hello?
Oh,
I can kind of hear you. Are you there?
Oh, hi. I'm on the phone because I'm driving to pick up my coffee.
Oh, good. Because the reason, hey, you should be at home, but that's okay. Don't touch your face or their face when you get there, okay?
What's your coffee? Right. What's your coffee order? What are you picking up?
Yeah, what are you getting?
Today I did a skinny mocha short, just half calf. I didn't want to be too wired today. Just a half calf.
Yeah, half calf. Half calf is a quarter of a cow. Is how I would think.
That's right.
That's right.
So the reason we're calling you is it was your birthday, and we wanted to celebrate.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's my birthday.
Yeah, we wanted to tell you happy birthday, dude. Because
thank you.
You're,
How is everybody doing over there?
pretty good. You know, we had the quake.
Right.
Brian had Coverville. It's a similar experience. We're all okay.
We were rocking both in Colorado and in Utah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And when our state's coming and rocking, don't come in and knocking.
Don't
That's
just run.
Yeah.
Run.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
Utah's
play.
a rockin'.
I'm gonna play a little thing for you here. Hold on. Here you go.
Happy birthday.
There you go. Happy birthday.
Aw, we got you.
what's
We got you a nice fly caught with some chopsticks.
That's nice. You know what's a
Now
nightmare?
go wax my car.
What? What's
Right.
that?
You know what's a nightmare?
What?
It's
What's that?
very sad now. All week I've been singing the Happy Birthday song while washing my hands because that's the length you're supposed to do.
Is that
today
true?
it
Hold
just
on.
seems kind of tragic. It's like
Yeah,
every time I wash my
right.
hands, I'm like,
Or do you
It's
speed
sad.
it up? Do you go happy birthday to you? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. And you do that faster.
absolutely.
Oh.
Every day is like faster and faster. I'm getting really good at it. I'm getting really good,
I
really
think that
fast.
I think
Now
that
you need to
ruins the.
switch to Africa by Toto.
Yeah.
Like, just sing the chorus twice.
Oh shoot! He broke off because I think his phone cut off.
Aw.
Bad connection. That's all right. He was kind of coming in crusty as it was. Well, Dunaway, if you are hearing us, happy birthday, man. We just wanted to wish you a good one. Hope it's a great. Hope they
For sure.
treat you good and you get more than just whatever. you
Treat
have in the
yourself to
pantry.
a cake pop if you're listening, Brian.
Oh, hey, cake pops used to be a thing I'd eat. I used to eat those. Those are good.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, back to Gerson O, aka the Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like the Orby one a little, but whatever.
Sure, except it's not very Star Warsy.
Also, it's not his name, so I shouldn't do it.
Also, there's that. Yes.
Yeah. He says Mad Max Fury Road or Waterworld, which is the better movie? I can't believe you have to ask this. Now I am all for Waterworld because I think it's dumb fun and
Sure.
and it's good watch and it's post-apocalyptic, fits my wheelhouse, all that. But Mad Max Fury Road not only eclipses Waterworld, eclipses most movies. So So Mad Max Fury Road is the answer there, Obi-Wan. You should know that. You're the wise old guy in the desert helping Luke find his parents or whatever.
I never told you about your father. Is there another movie that would come, like if I said Mad Max Fury Road or Shawshank Redemption? Would that be a closer battle?
It would be because like I hold them in similar regard. Like that's how highly I hold those two movies. If you said to me, see, then I would have to start to get into the minutia of why they're different and therefore can't be compared. But if you said to me just straight up, hey Scott, Desert Island, one movie, what do you take?
Wow. Okay, we found the stumper.
I think it's still probably Fury Road because here's the reason. But it barely is. So it's just this speaks to how highly I think of Shawshank Redemption. It's an amazing film, one of the greatest films of all time, absolutely.
Sure.
But if you watch it over and over, it's missing there's an arcadiness to what you get with Mad Max, where plot aside, a lot of it you can just watch and enjoy because it's so fun to watch. Visually, whereas Shawshank is all about that story and that arc, and I think repeat viewings after a while would be, well, I've seen that so many times, I still know it's a good movie, but I really don't want to watch that play out again. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas Mad Max has got, in a way, I'm almost diminishing Mad Max, as I'm kind of saying that it's more flash in the pan and therefore easier to consume. I don't know. I think that's how I'd go. I think Mad Max would go with me to the
Now Shawshank is 22 minutes longer. So I think that would be the reason I'd pick it on the desert island.
Oh, because you get more
extra
entertainment.
22
longer.
more minutes of
Good point.
of the entertainment I'm going to be watching over and over.
If they ever do like a extended thing or a director's thing or any of that, do you know, with that movie?
Oh, of Fury Road?
No, of
Shawshank?
Shawshank, yeah.
Not to my knowledge. I think the 142 minute cut is the only minute cut. I don't know. I don't know if they ever did like a. I have the DVD. I can see if there are deleted scenes on there.
Yeah, that's true.
Andy, we found out that the guy who really committed the crime, we're going to let you out. Sorry. We're really sorry. Here's a plane ticket. Get home and travel safe.
Yeah, you'll be okay. It was the one-armed man did the whole thing.
No, it's him waking up. Oh, the whole thing was a dream.
It was Dr. Richard Kimball.
That's right. It was the one-armed man.
I love that movie too. That movie's good.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Cool.
What else is I going to... the chat says... let's see. Honestly...
He crawls through 2 miles of shit in the extended cut.
Yeah, exactly. Mad Max Fury Road said... Or, sorry. Baton says Mad Max Fury Road or Goodfellas. I mean, that's also a hard call, but I would still say Mad Max. I mean, Goodfellas is an amazing movie. I saw it last week again, like I did on Recommendals. It's so good. Ugh. It's a great
so actually,
movie.
And apparently there were... so HBO had a showing of Shawshank that included 3 extra scenes introduced by Morgan Freeman. One of the extra scenes showed Red after his release, marveling over the mistaken idea that women no longer wore bras.
The male penguin keeps the egg in his vagina.
So it's basically Morgan Freeman noticing the women don't wear bras anymore. Another earlier deleted scene shows the uncovering of Andy's escape route, including a guard who's sent down the shaft and who throws up when he realizes the sewer's been breached.
Oh no. Boy, I'm really sad to miss out on another barf scene in a movie.
Yeah, exactly. Darn.
That's a real shame. There was a lot of barfing in that Witcher series. We just finished that last night. That show finishes strong. Finishes real strong.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah.
So a rough start. It is it's so low on my list. I don't know if I'll ever get to it. If not, like Netflix ever says, all right, we've stopped making original content, we're done. Then maybe I'll finally get to it. But
yeah, I think I don't know. I'm so torn on it because some would argue that the way that it starts and the way it weaves its story into the one final crescendo is actually kind of cool in retrospect, and I agree. But while you're in it is what matters, right? Like while you're first getting into the story, it needs to be grabbing you in the right ways and pulling you in the right directions. And they don't do that. And some people are like, yeah, man, subverting expectation, that's cool. And I'd say, I don't know, maybe a little expectation, Matt, would be cool. That'd be all right. Mm-hmm. But by the end, I was all in. It's very cool by the end.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe. I still have Lock and Key to get to. There's still a bunch of stuff.
So much stuff. Who knew that we'd be this far behind on just Netflix originals?
Right. Remember we were laughing a few years ago, we were talking about on Netflix how they had just come out and said our goal is to have by 2018 50% original content and 50% streaming re-releases of other movies, and we were like, oh, they're never going to get to that. Oh, I guess they've gotten to that. Wow.
Yeah, they've probably exceeded it as far as I know.
By now they've certainly exceeded it. Yeah,
I would think so. Well, anyway, we're all over the map this morning, but I like it. Now we're going to take a little bit of time and bring you the important news of the day.
Say, gang, here's some razzle-dazzle news to flash to Mom.
It's time for the news brought to you by
Coverville. A new episode just went up yesterday featuring music by Hozier, covers of and by Hozier, The Darkness, and Black Eyed Peas, because it was birthday time. We had 30th birthday for Hozier, and then people turning 45. Justin Hawkins, lead singer of The Darkness, and Fergie and Will.I.M. of the Black Eyed Peas.
Whoa. They both share a birthday?
No, they share a month.
Okay.
45th birthday month, but not the actual day.
Okay, well, there you go. Every time I come around, she says. That's what she likes to do.
She does sing that, yes. And I did play a cover of London Bridges, and it was by Bowling for Soup, and it rocks.
Nice. That sounds all right.
Every time you come around my London Bridge, want to go down.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
I can't believe they did a cover of that. All right.
Yeah.
Well, if you have cover questions, I know a guy.
That's right. And then, by the way, that's at coverville.com if you want to listen to it, by the way.
Yeah, do that. Do that.
I probably should tell people where they can hear it if they can't figure it out by now.
I'm sure some of them heard it in the morning, but of those who didn't, get in there. Grab it. All right. Volunteers did a really cool thing, and I'm bringing this up partially because one half of this show, anyway, is a big 3D printer dude, which is Brian.
Speaking of which, I'm finally 3D printing something after a while of not 3D printing anything. I'm printing a clear, using transparent plastic, a clear version of this baby Yoda. Whoop! There he goes. Just dropped him.
Didn't lose his hand, did he? Did that? Oh no, dude!
It's exactly what he lost. He lost his hand.
Oh no!
Just like Star Wars. That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh!
It's right here. I can glue it back
I just was
on.
thinking, what protrudes from it.
That is so hilarious that you happen to say. He didn't lose a hand. It's like, well, as a matter of fact. And he lost the good hand. He lost the hand that does the thing.
Yeah, now he just looks like he's saying to the Mando, help me, my hand is missing.
Exactly. He's doing one of these like,
yeah.
Fooled ya.
Hey, somebody get Brian with the sleeve thing just now and give me that. I need to clip it and make a GIF. I have gift work to do. Important gift work. Okay.
I have to find the hand before the cat eats it. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Good thing I'm 3D printing a replacement now.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, this is perfect timing for this and how it went down.
Yes.
Because volunteers produced a 3D printed valve design and printed a bunch of them for life-saving coronavirus treatments. This is very cool.
Oh, see, I could do this and be a lot better. I feel a lot better about myself.
Yeah, why don't you do like everyone's telling Elon Musk to convert all their Tesla production to making...
Right, I like how he's like, we could do it if anyone needs it. Are you not watching the news? Do you not see that?
Yeah, he says, we'll do it if there's a shortage. Dude, there's a
It's
shortage.
A shortage. Are you not watching the news? There's the shortage.
There's an incredible shortage, and what are you talking about, Elon?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna put this GIF thing over here so I don't forget to do it later.
I think that's the gif of me dropping him.
Oh, it is. Yeah, we want one of Brian doing the hand missing and then doing this. It was a perfect, and I had him full screen and everything. If you guys can find that, I like doing Brian gifs. Oh, there it is. Is this it? Yep, this is it.
That's good. Yeah, that's definitely it.
Good job, Chad. I knew you could do it. I knew you had it in you to do it.
That's the best.
Yeah,
That is the best.
I just knew it. All right. Anyway, so these guys, this is a group of Italian volunteers. All right. When you're there, your family, turns out.
Sure.
They distributed 3D printed versions of a vital medical device, but it doesn't appear that the original manufacturer. But it doesn't appear that the original manufacturer threatened a legal crackdown. That was something people were reporting, that they were like, we're going to sue for this.
No, stop that.
But I guess.
Quit the 3D printing on peace.
We are. How are we to make money during this terrible time? It says, yeah, that didn't turn out to be a thing. So these two guys' names, who I'm not going to say, maybe I will. Let's see. Christian Fracassi and Alessandro Romanoli.
There's no end. Romaioli.
Momarioli. Shit. I can't do it.
Oh, that's even better.
They used their 3D printer to create unofficial copies of a patented valve, which is normally a no-no, which was in short supply in Italian hospitals. Business Insider Italia quoted this Italian professor who recruited the pair, saying the device maker threatened them with infringement claim. That turns out not to be true. They denied they received threats, the guys who did this, so it seems like that was maybe just made up. Anyway, this is cool. They made this group made all these valves. They worked together, used a bunch of printers, and probably saved lives.
Totally.
Straight up.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. How rad is that? So
it makes, like I said, it makes me feel like I'm being a real schmuck by just 3D printing another Yoda. It's like,
right.
3D print another Yoda, Brian. Well, maybe you could, 3D print something that helps people.
Yeah. Dice Tomato says, okay, but what about quality control? I don't know. In an emergency, maybe you just save the people and then worry about that. I don't know.
Well, yeah, but what if the quality is like, oh yeah, there's that part isn't quite to spec or something, or printed with a inferior PLA or something, and so.
Yeah, but if it worked to make the ventilator work so that lady didn't die, I say it's fine. Just keep it going. All right, well, there's that story. That's a nice story. I like that story.
That is a nice story.
You're going to get, is Mr. Rogers, we're always being reminded, said, look for the helpers, they're everywhere, or whatever. Mm-hmm. I like that.
I do like that, too, because now I do that. Like, ever since I heard that quote, it's like, oh, I do, that is the first thing that I do now, is like.
Yep. And they're everywhere. They're everywhere. They're all trying to help you, and you should be one of them. Be one of them, not one of the ones who aren't. Be a helper, not a hinderer.
I really don't know what happened to his hand. Like it is just not sitting on the floor of the cantina. It's not down the bottom of the Bespin shaft.
Bespin shaft. That was my high school nickname when I was wrestling.
that's my finishing move. Give him the Bespin shaft.
So wait a minute. So did it ricochet way out of whack and go?
Yeah, it hit the table. And I saw it fly, but it went that direction. But I'm like looking, it's like nothing. There's nothing. I'm just gonna have to take everything off my desk. Look under the mixer. Look under the other keyboard. The floor.
I feel bad.
I've got carpeting that's basically Baby Yoda hand color.
Oh no, it's probably in there then.
Probably in there, and the cat will find it.
Yeah, then he'll shit it out.
Yes.
All right.
Maybe
Well,
I could just get another toy and cut its hand off and glue it onto Baby Yoda.
there you go.
Like a G.I. Joe Kung Fu grip.
That's a great idea. Give him a 3D print an arm from some other character.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
I wonder what that would even be.
Anyway.
I love it. All right. A woman. Let's talk about a woman.
Woman.
Yep.
Yes.
This is my favorite story of the week by far. It trumps everything else we've talked about. I love this story.
This can't be real, but okay.
It feels like it can't be real. I tried to do a little bit of checking. It apparently is real. She's Irish, which may explain. Look, I don't want to say the Irish are all drunk this week because they tried to figure out how to make makeshift, Irish Day, or what's the name of the day? I forgot it the other day, too.
St. Patrick's Day?
St. Patrick's Day. Why can't I think of that? It's the third time I've forgotten St. Patrick's Day.
They're busy making hand sanitizer with Jergens and Jameson whiskey.
That's right. We hear it'll do a pretty good job on your hands if you rub it in real good.
That's right.
All right, it says Miley. This is actually not. She's in Vancouver, so I don't know if she's Irish.
Yeah, not even Vancouver, Canada. Vancouver, Washington.
Yeah. She thought she was doing her bit to stop the spread of the coronavirus by thoroughly washing her hands with a bar of soap, something people recommend doing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she instead succeeded to spread some rather mature-looking cheddar all over her hands for the course of several days. She has been washing her hands with a block of cheese.
Did she wonder why it wasn't sudsing up, or?
I don't know. I don't know why this is so freaking funny.
And where does she keep her cheese? That she get these things confused.
Well, she says, sharing her story tale on Reddit, Miley explained how the cheese ended up being mistaken for a bit of soap after it was left out of the fridge following a drunken late night snack. Waking the next morning, she assumed that the lump was the remains of a bar of soap. She was also keen to stress that she does not actually keep a bar of yellow unscented soap nearby, or that she does actually. She keeps one around that looks just like it. And she evidently got the two mixed up. Quote, I just realized my soap wasn't working because it literally was a block of cheese. She says, I use liquid soap for the dishes. I know, I can't help it.
From the US.
I can't help it. It's in the Irish Times, or the Irish Post. That's why it threw me.
That's true, yeah, that's true.
It says, I use liquid soap for the dishes. Bar soap like this is gentler on my hands after I do chores, and that makes sense. It was a couple of days of why isn't this foaming? I came to realize that it was a dried out square of Tillamook sharp cheddar. Tillamook?
Oh, it's great. It's
never heard of that. Is that a thing?
It's in Oregon. There's a Tillamook factory. When Tina and I did our Pacific Coast Highway drive, we started in Seattle and drove all the way down to Los Angeles. One of the most fun weeks I've ever spent on vacation, just because it was like lighthouse after lighthouse and some cool beachside towns. And one of them was the Tillamook factory in Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
And we watched them make cheese from like a little viewing port up top, and we bought a bunch of cheese and we ate it all down the drive and got all constipated and blocked up because of all the cheese we ate.
That sounds great, except for the constipation part. But yeah, I'm in.
Oh, it was such a great time.
So this woman must not have good sense of smell.
She must, and I'm sure at some point she made a grilled cheese sandwich with Irish Spring.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
It tastes a bit soapy, but I'll take it. It's not quite what I'm used to, but I'll take it.
Sandwich tastes clean as a whistle.
Follow me nose. It never knows. Wait, that's not. That's Fruit Loops.
Isn't that Fruit Loops? Yeah.
She's not an Irish bird. I don't know what's wrong with me. I was thinking of Lucky Charms guy, but then I got my cereals mixed up.
Toucan Sam. He's a parrot, right?
What is he actually? No, he's a toucan. You got me. You got me.
Oh, I love it.
You legit got me.
I know. It was great. It was at least you caught yourself before you said anything, but it still was long enough that.
What is it with me and animal mascots for products? What is it? What is that?
Animal mascots whose name contains the species of animal that they are.
That's just. I wish I was kidding, Stephanie. I wish I was kidding. He got me. He really got me. Because for a second I went, wait, not a parrot. I did it. Chester Cheetah, move over. There's a new king in town.
I love it. Love it.
All right. Speaking of Portland, you mentioned Portland earlier.
Yeah. I love this one too.
This is pretty good. By the way, I apologize to anyone who thinks they can come to TMS and avoid the coronavirus entirely, because it's just not going to happen.
Oh yeah, no. I mean,
It's
unfortunately, like all of our weird news that we get,
all my
still is
sources,
about coronavirus.
yeah, all my sources for stuff that I check every night and every morning, they're all coronavirus related. That's the world we live in. So live with it with us. We'll get through it. We're looking for the fun stuff. We're trying not to be too serious. All right. A Portland strip club has started a meal delivery service where dancers bring food directly to your door. This service is called, wait for it, Boober Eats. Boober, like B-O-O-B-E-R, like your boobs.
Boobs.
Like your boobs. It says here, okay, social distancing.
Better than door snatch.
And also, you're not wrong.
Too far?
No, I mean, maybe just perfect. Maybe just right where.
Just a smidge.
Wow, you got to have a certain license for that level of. It says Lucky Devil Lounge is bringing its dancers to your door with a new food delivery service. They're really calling it Boober Eats.
Nice.
The club owner, Sean Bolden, says, I originally did this at first as a joke, and it got 150 shares on Facebook, like nothing we'd ever seen before. That's not that many shares.
Like nothing we'd ever seen. It was like...
It's so hard for me. Every time anybody does hyperbole now, it's that. I just think of that.
Yeah.
We got
like never before.
Ever in our nation's long history. All right. Where was I? I don't know where I was. He says they got 150 shares on Facebook, which he acts like is a lot. I don't think that's actually that much. I get 150 plus shares, or way more than that, for a comic strip.
For every Fred and Cam.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. But anyway, Lucky Devil has a full food menu and non-alcoholic drinks, the ginger beer and the Red Bull, available for delivery. The process is similar to many home drop-off systems that have sprung up overnight as a way for restaurants and breweries to continue operating during the health crisis. Simply pursue the menu online, give the business a call, and place your order. They bring it out to you. The twist is, instead of bringing your food greeted with a driver wearing jeans and a hoodie, your meal is hand-delivered by 2 dancers. They'll wear pasties and booty shorts, drop off the food. I assume these are female. I'm just assuming.
I would hope, yes.
At least for us, we would hope. I mean, what about all the ladies looking for some
Well,
action?
sure, yeah, and it's true. Make it equal for everybody.
Yeah, what if you're a gay man? You want a little bit of a,
Right.
I don't want to.
Or a woman, yeah.
Yeah, or a woman, or a smooth and convincing black man. All right. You drop the food off, they dance for a second, and then they move along.
Which has got to be the most awkward. Like, all right, here's your hamburger.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
That's so good. I mean, you can totally visualize it. It's so weird. They say that we still stay a reasonably stance back, so they try to keep distance, and they have Lysol as well. So imagine your scenario where they're like, after the burger, and then go, okay. That is so weird.
That is weird.
That is so weird. All right. So that's the thing. Let's do this last story.
Okay.
A cheating husband. Oh, this is kind of a comeuppance kind of thing, but I also don't really wish it on anyone. But also be careful who you're hanging around with. Cheating husband catches coronavirus on a trip to Italy with his mistress. Oh no! Oh no! What have you done? Here's how this went. A cheating UK hubby is in a blind panic over his extramarital affair now that he has contracted the coronavirus on a secret trip to Italy with his mistress, according to a new report. The unnamed patient, in his late 30s, described as well-heeled and a high-flying job. With a high-flying job, what does that mean, well-heeled?
Well-heeled. He's a man of distinction and class.
Okay, so he's probably
well-heeled.
got money, is what it means.
He got money.
Got money.
Anything you want.
Got money. I haven't heard that in a while. Oh, I got to do Brian's buy dance gif. Hold on. Copy link. Okay, we're just gonna make a couple of these today. This is good stuff.
Oh, it means money, not class. Okay. Well, we don't think he has class.
No,
so, okay,
we think
just money. Yeah.
We know he doesn't have class now. For sure.
Well heeled.
well heeled. He told his wife he was away on a business trip within the UK, according to the Sun. The man returned home, began showing symptoms of the deadly bug, and tests confirmed he was, in fact, infected. According to the report, the patient is the talk of the public health officials. Really?
He's the talk of the town.
That sounds dumb. I don't know if I'd buy that. Anyway, his case would be funny if it wasn't so serious, they say. The man confessed to doctors he'd been to Italy and that his wife had no idea. She thinks I picked up the disease on this trip away for business. The man is expected to survive. Unlike his extramarital relationship, the source told the outlet. The man's wife, only aware that he has COVID-19, has isolated herself in the couple's lavish home in northern England. She doesn't even know he cheated.
She doesn't even know. Oh no, what if she reads this article in the New York Post? Doesn't this kind of feel made up? Like it's not like he couldn't have caught it
right
some other way. And it's like, oh no, the only way he could have got it was because he went on this Italian getaway with his mistress.
Yeah, it's probably a safe bet that he got it in Italy, but you don't ever know. Like there's a local dude here who got it. Oh, we got our congressman that unseated Mia Love in the last election. Forgot his name. He's got it. And that's what when you're a politician and you shake a lot of hands and see a lot of meetings and whatever, you never know when you're gonna get it. I heard Idris Elba has it but doesn't have any symptoms yet or something. How's he getting tests before he even has it?
Because he's tough.
Man,
he was making out with Rita Wilson.
Look, the late breaking scandal Brian has just brought out. Oh, don't tell Tom Hanks. Keep him in his quarantine.
Look at me. I'm Tom Hanks now.
Man, yeah, I know. Rich people get the, rich and famous. I don't like it though. Really don't like it.
It's a story of life.
It's a piece. It's a little bit of inequity that really bugs me.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because they travel a lot and they get priority because travelers should probably, because you're always.
Well, it was also early on, so it's not like a lot are trying to get tested. It's not like you're talking about the Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson.
The Idris Elba one, and I know he protects he protects the Bifrost. That's an important job.
Yes,
I understand
exactly. Who else will? Then anybody could just walk out onto the Rainbow Bridge and travel between here and Asgard.
Exactly. He really took one for the team in Ragnarok. So I get it. I get that we love him, but I don't know. I feel like everybody should get the test, is what I think.
Listen, if it was Shkreli, if it was Martin Shkreli, we'd be a lot more up in arms about it.
Oh, yes. He's in prison. So I wonder, in prison, he's in prison still, right?
Yeah.
What do they do
everybody
there?
Basically in solitary now in prison?
Yeah, that's what I wondered. If everybody has to be in their own cells, do you even have roommates anymore? Or if you do, you just isolate together like a couple would? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't want to know. Because it sounds scary.
They're probably being really careful because if it gets in there, it's gonna circulate around like crazy. So they just have to.
They have to do it, right?
They have to check everybody who goes into the place and just make sure that they're not exhibiting any symptoms or anything. They're doing that with Tristan's girlfriend's assisted living place. Is that basically you cannot even enter the building without them doing checking your temperature.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, it doesn't solve everything, especially if you're asymptomatic and you don't have a fever yet. It's like impossible to know, but it's at least one other layer, and I think it's smart. People should be doing that, especially around rest homes and things and assisted living homes.
For sure.
What was I going to say about the the prison thing? I can't get off of this for a second. If you're in prison, let's say your bunkmate in your cell, which I assume still is a thing. A lot of places it's 2 bunks and
I assume so. Yeah.
What if your roommate's a giant muscly dude that makes you show him your wiener all the time? Okay. Wouldn't you be able to say,
"Hey, Sparky, show me your wiener again"?
Get over here. I need to see your wiener. But like, wouldn't you? Like, I would feel really bad for people that are being abused by a roommate in prison that can't do anything about it because now you're being locked down with that. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
To me, it's no different than like if you're being. Oh, I don't know. I can't. My brain goes places it shouldn't. But it's the thing I'm thinking of. I don't know why.
What if your cellmate went and like licked your face? Would that be the worst thing ever?
I don't know why I go there. I just go there. I like to hang around there. Kiefer S I or whatever says I've lost it. Oh, I don't know. I'm a ways from losing it. I mean, I'm in a continual state of losing it, so don't worry about it.
Right, exactly.
All right, that's it for all that. We're going to do a song break. When we come back, we will do some Call Now with you guys. We also have a mashup bonus today, a sing-along, which means lots of Brian singing, which I am stoked to hear. Can't wait to see how that goes.
We've had enough of that even today.
It's called What a Wonderful World. That's evocative of something. Then a couple emails, and that'll do it. So get that number handy, 801-471-0462. We'll take your calls here in a bit. And before that, Brian's got a song. What are we doing?
I do. We're going to go to Australia, to Sydney, for an indie electronic artist who released her first album, debut EP, at the end of last month, called The Empress Single and the Twin Flame Portal EP. The Empress Single and the Twin, because basically the first single off there. Let's just call it the Twin Flame Portal EP, because that's actually the name of the EP.
That's a great
the
idea.
Single is called The Empress, but we're not playing that one. We're playing a different song from the EP. It's also confusing, but it's really, really good. Alyra is the performer. It's spelled Alyrah. You're going to love this. Make sure you check this out. Big thanks again to A&R Records for sending this. Here is Alyra and Emerald.
Why do you think your mommy or daddy are always telling you, don't put that in your mouth? Let's find out.
Okay.
Whoops.
This is the morning stream. The spice must flow.
Whoops. Legacy podcaster at work. Sorry, I got my files all jacked up.
Once again, that was Alyra and Emerald from her brand new EP, the Twin Flame Portal EP. Stephanie reminds me that when you're listening to the podcast, if you really like a song, you have to scroll all the way back to me pre-announcing it to figure out what it was if you want to go check out more of it. So I'm trying to remember to always back announce it.
Yep,
as the disc jockeys call it.
That's
back
right.
Announcing.
And starting Monday, I didn't do it today because I just didn't have time yesterday. But starting Monday, we're going to go back to playing songs live for live viewers, and then podcast won't change. You guys will get what you get, but we'll play it for live viewers, and then what? And then that's it. That's the point. We're going to play them for live users. Live people will get to hear songs again while you're here watching live.
Cool. And are we doing just indie, or are we doing the end cover as well?
All of it, everything.
Wow.
So yeah, the only thing I have to do is remind myself, because now I'm using a video format for YouTube that lets me pause mid-show, which is kind of weird, and I have to do some hoops, but it works. So I can pause the show, and then YouTube people know, you're still not going to get it. Sorry, YouTube, you just don't get it because YouTube shuts me down when I play music here.
Cool. Oh, I can finally go back to throwing shade on people in the chat room who say, this indie in the middle sucks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can't wait for that. We haven't had that in a while, have we?
I know. I need some more of that in my life.
Yeah, let's get those piss pots out here, man.
Kidding. I don't care. You don't like
I don't either.
More from me. You don't like it? Fine. More from me.
That's
more
right.
From me.
That's right. Okay, we're gonna do this now.
Call now.
This is where we let you guys call in with your questions, your thoughts, your comments, your feelings, your whatevers. If you want to find out what Brian's recommendal would have been yesterday, that's one that's on the table.
Call now.
It's going to be controversial. I know it's not for everybody.
Oh, we already have a caller. Should I answer this?
That.
Let's find out who this is. Hi, good morning. Who's this?
Hey, it's Bobby Frankenberger.
Hello, Bobby Frankenberger.
Hey, Bobby Frankenberger.
I knew that voice just when you said, "Hey, it's," and I went, "Oh my gosh, it's Bobby." Hey, what's going on, man? How are you today? You hanging in there? Okay, where you're at?
Oh my gosh, I figured I'd call because I'm stuck at home with just me and my two kids for like a week so far, and I haven't spoken to an adult.
We're here for you, man. We're here for you. We want to be the adults in your life for today. We're glad to be that. Are the kids? We haven't heard a lot of perspective from parents or people who have kids or the kids themselves. My sister Wendy has got her hands full with 4 kids at home, and she's telling me all sorts of how hard it is and everything. In our case, we just shoved 2 of them out a month before all this went down, so I don't even have that. I don't have that to even worry about. So how are your kids holding up? Are they stir crazy? Are they enjoying themselves? Like, what's the temperature there?
They're doing great. I've got a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old, and they know the 7-year-old knows all about coronavirus. That's like her new favorite word is coronavirus.
Yeah.
But they're doing great. They're having a lot of fun. I'm trying to keep them busy with, schoolwork. The schools have sent like packets home or emailed us to have us print out ourselves, and so I've been trying to keep them busy to be doing stuff. But they, kids, siblings, at least my kids, they love each other, but you wouldn't always know that because they drive each other crazy and in turn drive me crazy, and it's parenting problem.
Yeah, I get you. In the end, one day there's going to be great stories about this, and your kids are going to talk to you and about you in ways that are. That's
right. Where were you during the Great Plague of 2020?
Yeah, that's right. I've got this comic I'm going to make.
My 4-year-old.
Go ahead.
My 4-year-old's been carrying a bar of soap around, so that's good.
Yeah, there you go.
Make sure it's not cheese.
Yeah, yeah. Check it for cheese content. It's bad news. Right. So I had this one other question for you, and that was what? Food. The kids just go through everything. Like that's the one part we haven't had to deal with. We're just making small meals for Kim and I. I have to imagine little kids around. It's like, oh my gosh, you guys ate all of these? Okay, well, go easy on the chips and that sort of thing. Like you guys are doing all right that way?
Well, I just went out to the grocery store this morning because yes, the kids, my 7-year-old's at that age now where she can do everything for herself, or she thinks she can. So she just goes and gets food constantly. And I'm like, oh my God, is there any bread left? Because there's none at the grocery store.
Yeah.
And I just went out this morning, and really there's like no food anywhere, which is crazy because it's not even that bad here. But like
people get
everybody's
worried.
got to buy everything.
Yeah, find a Sprouts. I'm telling you, Sprouts is the place right now.
I got another recommendation too that we found out last night is a great place. If you've got Asian markets.
Oh yeah,
it's a great place to go right now. I mean, they've got everything, all the staples that you need, bread and eggs and rice and stuff like that. You can get big bags of rice that are, cheaper than what you get at the regular stores, and nobody's there. And it's a great place.
Yeah,
to go.
take advantage of people's
Asian.
Yeah. Exactly. They're Americans too, by the way, everybody. And also, they have the same rules we have to live by as far as stocking their shelves with the kind of foods and the kind of produce they make. And take advantage of other people's weird xenophobia and go where they're not, which is there. And you get kimchi. Oh, man. This is all working out. Yeah.
There you go.
Great recommendation.
I had a quick question for you guys. Have you, in either Salt Lake or in Denver, have you had any curfews implemented?
Not yet.
We have here in Columbia.
Not yet. You guys have neither. So we've done we have the whole stuff shut down after certain hours. No sit-in services at any restaurants or anything. Those levels of lockdown we've definitely had. But as far as I know, no street curfews or anything. I think it depends.
They did that here.
Yeah.
They did that here, and I don't know. I hadn't heard anybody talking about that, so it was kind of weird to me. It was like, I guess in Columbia there's a lot of bars downtown, so maybe that's what they're trying to avoid is people like hanging out at bars in the middle of the night and coughing on each other and wiping their noses on each other.
Probably. Usually this stuff gets implemented because people won't do it on their own. And they won't take advice.
Right.
And
so
so
you have to save us from ourselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like the spring break thing with all these kids still going to Miami beaches and stuff. Like at some point, does the Miami, local and state
and going
government,
to Miami is nuts. Why would you go to Florida right now?
I wouldn't go anywhere near Florida right now. I don't even like going near there anyway.
even when it's perfectly healthy.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go to Orlando. I'll go to so there's places, but Florida's always on the verge of that wiener is hanging right out into the Pacific or the Atlantic, man. You're just going to have some giant hurricane any minute, wrap that thing up in a ball, and I don't want that. Nobody wants that.
I had a great time in South Beach, but just to give you an idea of when we went out there, we rollerbladed down to Joe's Stone Crab to get Joe's Stone Crab, and rollerblades were the popular thing at the time. So we actually put our rollerblades in our suitcase and rollerbladed everywhere around South Beach. It was great.
That is the nerdiest, coolest thing I've ever heard.
Did you have leg warmers on and everything?
Okay, maybe it's time to look at the timeline a little closer there, Bobby Franks.
Hey, I don't.
Little skirts where you guys did you guys have your hair slicked back and a thing of cigarettes rolled up in your sleeve too?
Oh man, that'd be awesome. That was the 50s. Everyone loves the 50s. That was a good time. There was no racism in the 50s. There was no no sexism. It was just a perfect, idyllic time to be alive.
Yeah,
not true at all.
Right.
All right. Bobby, did you even get to ask your question? I'm sorry, we've been yapping in your ear like idiots.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay, good.
You did your job.
That's awesome. Have a safe time, and don't forget you took second place. Bye. All right.
Oh, gee.
I just kidding him. I kid him.
Wow.
It is joke. I make joke.
I know.
I make funny joke about him.
Do the same. It's like when you do it to Alex too.
Yeah, I like doing that to Alex. I haven't talked to Alex in a while. I hope he's doing all right. Is he in here today?
He's doing all right. Yeah, he's probably in the same boat with a couple of kids he's trying to keep entertained during lockdown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got people with babies, people with that's the hard bit. Just trying to deal with that.
It is.
Hi, thanks for holding. Who's this?
Hi, this is Stephanie from Madison.
Well, hello, Stephanie from Madison. How are you?
Stephanie.
Hi, Brian.
How are you? You doing good? You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing same old, same old. I recently switched to being like a full-time working at home kind of thing. So the whole quarantine is pretty much what I've been doing anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it's already your new normal.
Yeah, it's kind of what it's new. It's kind of the normal for me, but I feel a little bad for Kim because she's usually very out and about all the time, running errands, shipping stuff for me, doing things with friends, all that. And she can't do any of that stuff, and she hates. She's not complaining to me, but I know she hates it. She would much.
My husband works. He works a night shift, so his life is when everybody else is sleeping, and he really depended on going to the gym. And he actually he had a ton of hair, and Brian can attest to this because he just saw it in Chicago a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he was worried because when he was working out, he was touching his face a lot to remove the hair from his face. So he's like, okay, I just need to get a haircut, and I need to just crop it all off. So I gave him this major haircut, and then he went to the gym and found out that it was closed that night.
Oh no.
So
yeah.
Like, okay, well, at least you got a haircut. I mean, it's been a while. So.
You guys want to hear my workout plan? I've been trying to do it during this, but here's my workout plan for everybody. It's a good transition to this. I got this from some dude who's super fit on Twitter, so I believe it's decent. Here's what you do every day. You can scale it to your abilities, right? But here it is: 50 push-ups a day, 50 squats a day, 50 lunges.
Yeah, you lost me already.
I know. You kind of lost me. You lost me at 50 push-ups as well, but I'm trying. 50 lunges, 150 crunches or core reps of some sort. 1 minute plank, 3 minute jumping jacks, and if you can, 5 minutes of shadow boxing. Then you sort of modify that to your own pace. If it needs to be 10, 10, 10, and 10 or whatever. But I'm going to try to do this. See if I can't.
I feel like I need to work out. I'm gonna get a workout just Googling what half of that stuff means.
Get a nice finger workout.
Oh, my fingers are tired. Time to take a break.
I can't do this anymore. And my eyes just looking through all this information. I need a rest.
No kidding. Well, it's good to have you here. I hope you guys stay healthy and safe, and don't touch your face or your husband's face.
I do have a question.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I do have a question.
Yes, ask your question.
Brian, what is your recommendal?
Oh shoot! Somebody did it.
So glad you asked, Stephanie.
Yeah, finally.
All right, so this is gonna be super controversial because, flat out, I am not recommending this to Scott. Although there are probably aspects of this that I think you'd like, but it is a reality show, and this is a thing that came out on Netflix last month that Tina and I found so compelling. Taylor and Dylan watch it, and they were talking about it on Facebook. It's called Love is Blind.
Oh yeah.
And it's this reality show where there's no competition, so that takes a nice little garbagey piece out of it, is that they're not really competing. But they took these 30, 20 and young 30 somethings and put them in pods, separated all the men from the women. So this is a totally heterosexual dating show. And they only let them interact in these weird isolation booths where you couldn't see the person you were talking to. You could just hear them, and they had these conversations and took notes and things like that. Yeah. And at the end of the experiment, basically you either got engaged and then got to meet the person you'd been talking to, and then eventually had a wedding where you could or could not. You decide to get married or not get married, or you just split up and said, "Hey, this is fun. Maybe it's not the right thing."
Huh.
Tina and I found it so compelling and interesting. It was almost like a science fiction show that you realize is real. And it's basically to dispel the myth or not dispel the myth, but see if people can fall in love and have a successful relationship without any sort of physical attraction at the beginning, and if they develop those feelings outside of that.
Is this the one Jury was throwing shade on the other day?
It was the one that Randy was throwing shade on.
Randy, that's who it was, not
Sack.
Jury. It was Randy during Film Sack was like super poo-pooing on this thing, but every time you describe it, it sounds like I would actually like this.
It actually is interesting, and it's not a bunch of pretty people. There may be 2 or 3 people that I'd say, okay, they're super, they're on the super attractive list, and then all the rest of the people just kind of look normal.
Yeah.
And I'd say this is far less of a guilty pleasure than The Bachelor.
Really?
Bachelor because the whole thing with The Bachelor is they're competing for screen time. They're competing for a career, a job outside of the show,
right?
Not necessarily for a relationship. And if you dangle a piece of meat in front of 18 women who are super hungry, everything's going to look fantastic to them.
Wow.
But no, this I thought was really interesting, and
currently showing. Is a Netflix original series?
It's a Netflix original, and it's got what, like 80% Rotten Tomatoes or something.
I might have to watch this. I think then you may have convinced me, because I like social experiments. I like weird ideas like this.
I'm going to warn you right now, though, Scott.
Okay.
The music is the garbagiest part about this, because it's stuff that if it came on the radio, I'd immediately change the channel.
Is it like top 40 kind of stuff, or rap?
It's like like top 40 kind of pop.
Yeah.
Just saccharine pop garbage.
Spackle in the chat says, "Don't do it, Scott. It's garbage."
I know, and it's funny because I'd be curious. I think there's I've been seeing people in the chat room saying, "Oh yeah, I watched this too and it was really good," and then there's other people saying, "No, it was horrible. It was really bad." But no, we really enjoyed it, and it was a really compelling watch. We felt guilty initially because like, oh man, a reality show that's dating involved, this is going to be a hot mess, and it's like, no, the way they're doing this is actually really cool, and there's much less of that whole like editing reaction shots to make it look like somebody said something really controversial.
Sure, I hate those.
Way less of those, and does not feel as manipulated and contrived as stuff like The Bachelor and things like that.
All right. I may put it in the background and just kind of see, not in the background, but I'll sort of watch it and see how.
And with most shows, I'd say give it 2 or 3 episodes. With this one, I think if you're not if it doesn't hold your interest during the first episode, then there's really no reason to continue. But
all right, let's. Does that answer your question, Stephanie? Does that make you feel better about life?
Yeah, actually, I'm glad he brought that up, because when I had seen like a preview for it, when it just like auto played when I opened up Netflix, I wasn't actually sure what it was, and then when I found out it was like reality, I was kind of turned off by that. So
he's turned you around. You've been flipped. He's flipped you. Yeah. Well done, Brian.
I mean, as a fellow Spider-Man lover, I'm gonna have to
right, exactly. Like how could you go wrong with one of my recommendations, knowing how much we have this shared love for Spider-Man.
You gotta stick together. All right. We all love organic shooters, right? Is this controversial to say to 2 Spider-Man fans? Organic shooters are the best. Everybody shooting them out of your wrists. Everyone loves that, right? Are we good?
Exactly. Whip.
But that's not really how it was in the comic books.
Yeah.
It makes the most sense. He doesn't really have
exactly.
any other spider abilities besides like climbing walls.
Sure.
Other than that, it's like none of it.
I was hoping for some more controversy, but it sounds like we all agree. Sadly, we all agree. No. Organic spider things are dumb. Stephanie, have a great time. Be safe. Be healthy. More haircuts.
Yeah, you too.
Bye. Oh, this is loud. All right. We're going to keep on keeping on. Do 1 or 2 more here.
Call now.
You can call now. 801-471-0462. We got a new caller on the line. Hi, who's this?
Hi.
Hello.
This is Becky Dino from Columbus.
Oh, hello, Columbus. What's going on in Columbus these days? I hear Ohio is having all kinds of lockdown and curfews and stuff.
And they are doing a forced lockdown, right?
Yeah.
I'm still working. I mean, today's my day off, but I bathe dogs, so.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
That is cool. You know what sounds fun to me sometimes is taking care of dogs all day.
No
There's
kidding,
something simple
right?
about
they're never going to be in a crappy mood.
Yeah. I think about this sometimes, like a farm where I just can have some animals and a cool dog that runs around with me while I'm feeding them. And I may have a very romanticized version of animal care in my head, but still, just during these trying times, it sounds like a nice, thing to be able to do. Do you feel that way?
It's going to sound like a.
Oh, go ahead, Brian.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
I was going to say, it's going to sound like a weird question, but do you have a favorite kind of dog to bathe? Like a dog that just loves getting bathed? I would think like chocolate labs love to get washed because.
Yeah.
Ruby
they're the best. The worst are pugs and huskies. Huskies are the worst.
Really?
Really?
I would never have guessed
that.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Tell me what a pug does when you try to bathe it.
It kind of makes this weird noise, like a pig squealing, like a.
Well, they already kind of grunt like pigs, with their bad breathing sometimes. So I can imagine they shriek like.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, my dog's really good. She just kind of shivers and holds still. You guys, it's probably Are there any dogs, any breeds that just come in and go, like they love it?
Oh, I don't know. Chocolate labs are our labs are retrievers. They're pretty good about it. We get a lot of doodles because that's the thing.
Wait, what's a newfie?
Like
Newfoundland.
Oh, Newfoundland.
Yeah, are they pretty good?
Oh my gosh, those take about 45 minutes to bathe and another hour to dry.
I believe it. I totally believe it. They're so huge and so furry, man.
Yeah, you don't even. There's so much fur, you don't know if they're having a good time in there or not. They're just,
That's right. Block off my afternoon. We just got a newfie.
Exactly. Wow. Well,
and then they just fling their drool everywhere. So it's
yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the other thing. They're going to be slobbering all over the place. Well, did you have a hot burning question for us today?
Oh no, I was just checking in. I have anxiety and the world, so
yeah,
you guys are just keeping me sane today.
That makes me very happy to hear that. I will have you know that these events and the stuff that's going on has made me appreciate our community in ways that I haven't in a long time. I've had a real reset in my thinking toward people in general and situations like this and what it means to feel like there's a larger support out there, group of people that actually give a crap about each other. And I think we're uniquely positioned that way. There's a lot of online communities that are toxic by their very nature, and I don't think they're very much help during a time like this, but I'm glad that we're that for you and that you guys are that for us and that we're in this together. There's something about it that's been really comforting in all this. So I hope the anxiety stays at a minimum. Get lots of deep breaths.
That's right.
Spend time with good dogs, and we love that you called. So stay safe out there, all right?
Thank you. You too. Hug your dogs.
Oh, we will. Bye now.
We'll do.
I'm going to do that right. I'm going to hug my dog after we're done here. How about that?
Yeah.
Should probably squeeze a little toot out of her. Oh, I was going to ask her. What do you call that when you express their anus? The anus expression?
Oh, yeah.
With the dogs?
Expressing their anus. Yeah.
I was going to ask her.
Do they do that? I don't know if they do that, though.
I thought they did. Isn't that part of the cleaning deal? You get like a.
Usually the vet does that for us.
Oh, see, we have a cleaner that squeezes Rainer's anus.
I would think you would pay a lot extra to have that done at the dog bath.
Yeah, I wonder. See, now I'm.
You know what I wish I would have asked if the place that she that she runs or works at has a funny pun dog bath name the dog washateer. I mean, it's not a funny pun name, but hair places usually have the main event or a cut above the rest, and I feel like dog washing places kind of can do that too and have some kooky punny name.
Yeah, I don't know what it would. I'm trying to think of one.
Style. There you go. Yeah, exactly.
That's the doggy stylers or something like that. That's pretty good. We have a caller on the line. Hi, who's this?
Hi, it's Nikki. I'm Grunge du Terror in the chat. It's my first time ever calling.
Oh, that's super nice.
Yay.
Man, you know what?
Glad you called, Nikki.
I love that we're getting so many women callers today. It's usually, these call-ins are usually such a sausage fest. This is great. I love it.
It is, yes.
Anyway.
I wanted to tell you guys that I've been listening to you guys from Europe until now. So I listened to you in France, Germany, Belgium, Austria, and Switzerland.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Is there
are you on the run?
Yeah, what?
No, I'm just a scientist.
Oh, I love scientists. We need more of you. So, where are you currently right now? Where are you calling from?
I am quarantined at home in New York.
Okay. All right. So,
are you self quarantined, or are you?
Self quarantined because I work at a hospital and they sent us all home because we got the first case of.
Oh right, yeah. You guys in your first blast there. You were. Oh man, that's crazy. So when you travel though, during times that aren't so restricted, is it for your work that you do all that traveling?
Yeah, so basically in academia, it's really hard to get jobs, so you kind of just go wherever they offer you a job. And in Europe, since everything's kind of close by, during my studies and stuff, I just hopped around. And I also was doing an exchange program too, so that helped.
Yeah, that's really cool. Oh, that's cool. So you went to Germany when you were like younger?
Like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
While I was doing my PhD.
Technically, yeah, she would have gone all these places when she was younger than she is now.
Man, we got PhD people with PhDs listening to this show. What is going on? That's insane to me. We're all so dumb here. I feel dumb now. I'm dumb.
But no. I'm only smart in a very, very small part of science. I'm actually a sheep scientist, so I don't know anything else outside of that.
Oh, what? No, wait. Hold on. Oh, this is amazing. I'm so glad you called in. So you're a sheep scientist. Did I hear that right? Okay, sheep. I want to make sure she didn't say cheap scientist or something else.
Did you do any work with Dolly and cloning, any of that stuff?
Yeah, any of that?
I haven't, but I'd love to go see her. She's actually stuffed in a museum in Scotland, and
wow.
I really want to see her.
Wow.
But I did listen to you guys every day while I was feeding my 50 sheep. And one thing that happened during that time, I think Scott said that a goat was a female sheep, and I just burst out laughing. I was like on the floor laughing.
Oh, I'm so happy that we made a good sheep reference for you and that you were able to get some enjoyment out of that. That's really great.
I wanted to offer my services as a voluntary scientist to fact check your guys' animal facts.
All right. Well, we're going to need it.
Yes.
We're going to need it. In fact, you can pretty much just count on it. If we ever have a sheep-related thing and we're getting it wrong, you're going to be our go-to. Okay.
We'll have to think of me.
Yeah, we'll think of you, and we'll even like I'll even reach out and say, hey, we're going to call you on Tuesday to rectify this sheep misinformation.
If we have any questions about sheep, we're going to reach out to you. Get it, you?
Yeah, get it, you?
I
see what you did. I see what you did, Brian. I'm going to give you one of these. There you go. Good job. Well, it's good to have you on, and I hope the self quarantining not only works and that you stay healthy and well, but keep on keeping on with your cool sheep science. I'd love to know more about that.
Thank you so much.
You bet.
You guys stay safe and wash your hands.
All right, I'm gonna wash my hands right after this show. I promise. We'll see you later. You know what? Her accent is amazing. Did you hear that slight accent?
I did, just a little bit. Yeah, it was so cool.
So cool. I mean, I'm not trying to be weird or anything, but it was a very cool accent.
I would have loved to have had a job where I got to go to so many different countries, especially in Europe, because just to be able to experience Austria and Germany and France. And
you could go to Germany. You could go to Prague.
Yeah, exactly.
They have the dance clubs there. It's very good, yeah.
Go to Amsterdam.
Smoke the pot. You could go to Ireland again. All right. All right. Let's do. Someone's giving us stock tips in the chat. Oh, yeah. We're basically done. Thank you, by the way, for all the calls. That was awesome. We'll do more of these as time goes on. We love doing them. Love doing them. So
thank you for proving that all of our listeners are smarter than we are. I think that's my takeaway from today.
100%. That's my takeaway as well. Do takeaway, just not dine in. All right, check this out. We got a mashup from Jamie. It's called the TMS Sing-Along What a Wonderful World. This was sent to us by Jamie as a bonus. Not our normal Monday thing. He's just putting them together for the heck of it. So enjoy. I expect a lot of Brian singing, but I don't actually know because I haven't heard this. Let's find out now as I play it.
You better watch what you say. You better watch what you do to me.
It's free falling.
panic on the streets of Hong Kong. Grab the paper, grab the paper, grab the paper.
Wipe my butthole, wipe my butthole. Wipe the butthole.
Wipe the butthole. Front to back now, wipe the butthole.
Back to front will give you bacterial infections.
Well, Walt was trying to make some money for his family, and he tried to...
He ended up with cancer. Yeah, hey, Jesse Pinkman. Hey, bitch, what's up?
I'm not going to smile when the president is talking. I won't applaud during State of the Union.
He's blue and he thinks he's a guy. How's that go?
You're not the first person to tell me that they thought the lyrics were that.
So it's not words at all. It's just
no
nonsense. Okay. I think I'm a guy. Yeah, I think I'm a guy. It's not that.
Sure. That's invisible my way. She's got to have an invisible my way.
Nobody wants to be slipping on a condiment.
Baby takes the morning train. He hates when people crowd his space. He likes to squirt ketchup on the floor, and none of these lyrics rhyme.
I was going to say, when is this rhyming? I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the big rhyme, and it never happened.
What do you know?
Right.
What do you know?
Right. Well, here, you thought...
I don't know much about history.
Yeah.
Don't know much biology.
Okay. And keep going with your song.
Don't know much about a science book.
How does it end, though? Let's see.
Don't know much about the French I took.
That's the one. And then...
But I do know that I love you. And I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be.
Woo! Well, it seems like we're still having a lot of fun, despite all of this.
We are.
Because those are all clips from like recent days, and apparently we're handling this better than I thought we were. So
I don't think we've done. It doesn't feel like we've done a Morrissey in a while, though. I think he was sitting on that one for a while.
Might have been. No, wipe the butthole was the toilet paper rush. That was the.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Was it when toilet paper started? Okay. I mean, I know it referenced it, but geez.
Yeah, I think it was early. I think it was early.
Right. It was a toilet paper panic. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, Crazy Neighbor. We saw Crazy Neighbor. We braved some social distancing and saw Crazy Neighbor and Crazy Mrs. Neighbor yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that he went to the store the other day, and not only is all the toilet paper gone, but you can't find a can of beans to save your life.
Wow.
And we were wondering which came first, the panic to buy all the cans of beans and then the toilet paper?
Well, that's always been my theory about Costco, because they've got Kirkland brand toilet paper and Kirkland brand chili. And it always felt a little self-serving, right, to have both.
Like the circle of life.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing, Tom said something yesterday that kind of chilled me out. He said, Tom has a tendency to do that, but he said toilet paper, or the shortage of toilet paper, is not a we're never going to have toilet paper again problem.
Yeah, of course.
It's a blip in the supply chain, and that's it. Toilet paper is bountiful and tons of it and always there. It's always being made. It's always going to be coming. It's just this weird lag in production to hand sort of process. Mm-hmm. And so once that gets tightened up, you're back to getting normal toilet paper again. So don't
you worry.
But in the meantime, if you don't have any, reach out to your friends. A lot of them have extra rolls. They can hook you up. Quick email here. Got this from Chris.
Yeah.
It's a correction. He says, hey, quick correction from Tuesday's TMS. This is mostly for me. He says the death rate is 2 to 4%, not 0.02%. This means 2 to 4 people in 100 will pass away due to complications of the infection. The common flu is closer to 0.02%. I've seen
we weren't saying either. I thought we were saying 0.2%. We never said 0.02%. I thought it was.
But also his rate of 2 to 4, I think, is not right overall. It might be right for the 70s to 80s.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you know what? Hold on. Percent. Let's see mortality rate. Rate of coronavirus. Okay, let's just look it up and try to be as
accurate as we possibly can be.
CDC has info. Let's see who has the. Do I trust heavy.com? Heavy.com. All right. Here we go.
Oh, so Bobby Franks explains it. 2 to 4% of people who are infected pass away from this. The 2% rate, or the 0.2% rate, is the death rate of the entire population. Wow, that still seems way higher than.
Yeah, that's higher than I thought.
Wow.
This stuff can be confusing. So, get good numbers from good sources is I guess what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's the bottom line.
Please do pay attention to your.
Thanks for the correction.
Sources.
All right, Thomas Trumpole in the chat wrote in, says, "Hey Scott and Brian and Tom and Nicole as well. Tomorrow is Wednesday." Oh shoot. Sorry, it was
at the time.
But he says that means recommendals. He says he has a recommendal for us. LeVar Burton Reads. LeVar Burton Reads is a great podcast where LeVar Burton reads a piece of short fiction. The thing I really like about his podcast is the variety of genres the stories come from, everything from hard sci-fi to westerns to weird science tales. On a recent episode, he had a story about the singularity that I found really interesting. I thought you guys might like it, along with Tom. He might be interested as well. The story is Staying Behind by Ken Liu. No spoilers, but the story comes at the singularity from a very interesting point of view, and he has a link to it on omi.fm. Anyway, enjoy the show. Thanks, guys. I didn't even know LeVar Burton was doing this.
Yeah, so it's basically like an audiobook read by LeVar Burton as a podcast.
Yeah, I'm super curious about it. So I'm going to check it out. Thank you for that recommendation. And then finally, this is a question mostly for you, Brian. Winner, chicken loser is the subject.
I like that.
Name.
That's their
nickname
they want to be known by for this.
Says, are the please wait 2 weeks after Battle Royale lose and 4 weeks after a win rules preferences still in place? I don't know what that means, so that's why I'm asking you.
Oh, okay, yeah. So like when we do a Battle Royale and a listener calls in, and if they lose, we say, well, wait a couple weeks and try again. Or if they win, we say, like, wait a month before you try again.
Oh, I see.
Are those still in place? And I say, I'm totally willing to ease up on the after a lose. Like, I think you can give it a week. Let some other people.
Let's take the. I like that. Change that to a week for the losers.
I still think 4 weeks after a win is still fair because we don't want to have what the radio business used to call contest hogs.
Yeah. And it's a little bit of an honor system because we don't really have a way to stop you unless we recognize you when you call and we're like, hey, wait a minute, didn't you just win? And that's always awkward. So try to, self-regulate on that point. But good question. And yeah, let's make it 1 week for losers, 4 weeks for winners.
Yeah.
Take that.
Yep. But please do, we get a lot of the same people who do call in for that. I want to see some different people call in and win stuff. Because come on, it's Steam Games. Next week, I'm going to give away, I'm going to tease it right now. I've got a Walking Dead Funko Pop of Judith Grimes. So
nice.
Rick Grimes' daughter.
Yeah.
All growed up as she was apparently in the most recent season.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a prize for Monday or Wednesday. So so call in and try and win this stuff.
How old is she in the show now?
I want to say she's 10 or 11. We stopped watching a couple seasons ago.
So they've been. Did they? Have a huge...
okay. Yes, Benjamin. All right. Technically, she's Shane's daughter, not Rick's daughter.
Right. Okay. Was it her earlobes? It was her earlobes that gave it away.
It was her earlobes that gave it away. I was like, wow, look at the size of her earlobes. She's got to be Shane's.
Those are huge. All right. So I fell off about season 6. Just didn't catch up. It's not that I don't like it, but at the end of that one, I was just like, okay, I'll wait for the next one.
I don't think you'd like it recently because I think, I don't know, we got tired of the same-o-ness of it all.
I heard that it got better after Rick left. Not that Rick was the problem.
Right, but that it changed the dynamic to where it wasn't, well, we can't just be attacking everybody we come across.
That's right.
Carl, get back in the house.
Carl. So I missed all of that, and I wonder if they did a big time change where they jumped 10 years?
They did jump forward in time, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, that's kind of interesting to me. Mm-hmm. I want to know what they did there. And did they all survive it?
You saw the Negan stuff, right? Like you were watching when Negan...
I saw that first Negan season.
Yeah,
I haven't seen anything since. Mm-hmm. Negan's still in this, right? He's like still a part of it?
He's still in this, and I think the last we watched, Negan was kind of hanging with the good side with the survivors as opposed to the baddies that he was leading.
Really? How does he get to
he
do
came
that?
over and was like it was in jail. Oh, that was the deal. So Dice Tomato says he was in jail for 6 years. So that was the time jump, is that the end of the season we watched, he was in jail and then he was kind of hanging out. Michonne, I think, had kind of, or Carol, somebody had kind of palled up with him and kind of made you question whether or not he was really good or not.
Okay. Well, I don't think he's good because after what happened with
Glenn,
that's enough for me.
Yeah.
I mean, the redheaded guy I cared a little less about because it didn't happen that way in the books. But
right.
But yeah.
So I know Michonne is still on there. Is Maggie still on? I
don't know.
Carol and Daryl and
Daryl they're still on there.
They're still
because
on?
I see them
Okay.
in promos and stuff. But
I know that the big bad right now is Alpha, just because for some reason I'm still on the AMC mailing list, so I still get notifications.
oh yeah, Michonne's leaving the season. That's right. I did hear about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
She got all that Wakanda money. She's good. Shouldn't have to worry about it.
You bought me.
Yep. You bought me. All right. Bobby Franks in the chat room just asked this question.
Okay.
So this is fresh off the press
We
here.
gave him his chance. We let him talk.
He says
more.
He says, to clarify for everyone, the 0.2% death rate is among 10 to 40-year-old people. 40 plus years old of age and death rates start going up. The average over all ages is about 2% total, though he says it's as high as 15% in the 80 plus 80 population. So we're talking about averages here.
Okay.
Yeah. It's still it's still in humanity's favor.
Mm-hmm.
But those are bad percentages. I mean, it's not like this stuff is at 75% death rate. That would be a whole different animal, right?
Jeez, yeah.
Like that's kind of end of times. But this is enough that we need to be doing
End
what we're doing.
times.
End times. Has anyone checked in on him? A, is he okay? And B, is
still doing daily? I get the notifications for him too. Still doing daily rosary praying for Trump to defeat the deep state.
Really?
Yep.
That's what he's paying. I thought this would be prime time for him to be freaking out about all kinds of
Right,
stuff.
like he's got all this new material he can use. Well, the coronavirus, as we know, is a way for the leopard to wipe out the non-believers.
Exactly. That's what I want.
This is our second coming. This is the plague that we were all promised.
There's a little bit. Is coronavirus the disaster that Kim Clement prophesied? Who's Kim Clement?
You know that she's the modern Nostradamus. Kim's Stradamus.
I don't know about any of this.
I don't know who that is.
All right. Well, good luck to you. Oh, just an hour ago.
Oh, see, we're gonna have to listen and see if there's new material.
Pray
I'm waiting for his new coronavirus song.
It says, "Pray for discernment in responding to the abomination." What does that even mean? All right. Goodbye. I can't look at him right now. I'll watch him later. All right, that's it for your messages.
It's the virus we all know, Corona.
He doesn't understand. That's right. Where's the music?
Where are the songs? Where's his Casio tone?
Let's make it happen.
I'm sitting out in his sculpture garden.
So good. All right, we are going to take our leave. A quick note that these messages, most of them today, were sent to us via the website. People are using that, and it's great. Go to frogpants.com/TMS. There's a form right there. It's just right in your face. It says, hey, put your name or nickname in and give us a message, and that's it. None of it is personal information. You don't have to give us your email.
Yep. If you want.
If you want a reply from us or something, you're going to have to include an email, but it doesn't even ask you for one, so it's totally up to you. If you want to do an email, you prefer that, that's fine too, themorningstream@gmail.com. You can find everything else at frogpants.com, and please help us out, because for us to keep going on like this, we need your help. Patreon.com/TMS. That's Patreon.com/TMS. And big thanks to everybody who is able to do this during this time for keeping us going. For those who can't, we totally understand. And for those who picked up the slack, it means a lot to us and the community that you're doing that. Again, that's Patreon.com/TMS. All right, I think we're done. What was I going to tell people? Oh, Film Sack this weekend. What are we doing? What are we watching?
We're doing Hook by popular demand.
Hook, right? We're doing freaking Hook. I kind of hate Hook, but we're doing it.
I know. I think it's great. It's fun to do a movie that we hate every once in a while. We did a movie we love. We did Inception recently.
Yeah. I feel like I just saw Hook, but I don't know why and what context I just saw it. I don't know why I feel so strongly that I just saw it. And I was sure we did it for Film Sack, but we haven't. So there you go. We're gonna do that, and then there will be dungeons this weekend. John should be all moved. He had a big move this week. That must have been a huge pain. I had to move apartments, and I don't know how he did it. Anyway, so there's that, and then what else? There was another thing. Oh, TMSPM tomorrow, 3:30 Mountain Time. Be here for that. If you are a patron, we'll have you covered there.
And if you're not a patron, it's not too late.
Yeah, hop in now. If you got in now, you would literally have access to that show tomorrow. If you got in an hour before we started, you'd have access to it. Yeah,
literally.
Yeah. So anyway, that's tomorrow. For today, we're going to leave with a song. Brian, do you have one?
I do. This one's going out to B4 Tank Girl. She says, we miss her in the chat room. We miss you so much, Tricia. So greetings, Scotch and Bonnet. I write to you from the front line of the apocalypse, a.k.a. the bulk department of Sprouts. And yes, there's plenty of food left there. I humbly request a cover of It's the End of the World as We Know It in honor of the apocalypse. Stay safe and remember the wise words of the Donner Party. Start with the buttocks. They're the most tender. Wow. Do we got scooters, she says? Bye-bye.
Oh, my gosh. Do we? No. I still haven't gone and found those. I'm just going to play this.
I don't like bees.
I'm just going to play that.
It's still one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Boy, I have so many covers of It's the End of the World as We Know It. This is one I've never played. I don't even think I've played it on Coverville because it was mislabeled in my library. Did not have, in the grouping tag, I did not have REM in there. So I did not, when I do REM cover stories, I don't find this one because it the way I pull it up wouldn't have pulled it up. I fixed that.
Nice.
So here is a cover of It's the End of the World as We Know It by someone that you probably do remember from the 90s. She was the artist that actually did the theme song to Twin Peaks, Julie Cruz. Worked with Angelo Baldamenti. I can't remember how to pronounce his last name. Angelo, the music writer for Twin Peaks. She did the vocal version of Falling, which was the theme to Twin Peaks. Julie Cruz and her cover of REM's It's the End of the World as We Know It, and I Feel Fine.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Frog Pants Network. Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
Hey, Professor Wang Wound.
Dunaway.
He found